what does it mean? Everyone, according to his matzav, has to learn the whole Torah kula. Because he said before, the Birkat Shmuel wrote before, that a person, there's some people that in an hour they can learn a whole Masechet. They go through it. They learn it well, not learn it like a speed tape recorder. I'm talking about someone who learns and thinks about it. They know it. We personally know people that are basically chazer, go over all the shas once a month.
Yeah.
Not. I'm talking about people who learn it. Not they read it like a fast forward tape recorder.
Yeah.
People learn it. So not everybody can do that. Some people, they can't chazer all of shas in a month. Takes them longer. Maybe they can do it quicker than 7 years, but it takes them time. And there's some people who can learn one amud of the Gemara well in an hour, in a week, in a month. But whatever it is, those are echus, quality differences. Now, the Rabbi used to tell us Zatzal that what if a person could learn Iyah? And they say, but I think I gotta also learn Bekiyas, So we say, Bittul Torah. Bittul Torah. You're not learning according to your matzav of who you are, what you are. You're selling yourself short. Bittul Torah. So there's kamas and echos. That even if a person is allowed to stop, but there's a question on how he uses his time in learning. Do everything you can do. I'm not saying don't stop, but learn the amount of time that you can, and don't make a cheshbon that really have a right to stop when you don't. Just because I'm tired of learning, so I got to stop, But no, there's a time when you have to stop. So when you have to stop, you stop. So before that, you have a kamus of you learned, but there's also an echos, and really all that whole pilpul about shavua really has to do with echos, because if a person did not learn according to what his ability is, then he has bittul Torah. Okay, he could mizarez himself with a shvua and do more, but lemaisa is bittul Torah. So I have in this picture, I have a shiur of the Groa of one moment of learning in the morning, one moment in the night is a mitzvah shlema, mekayma mitzvah aseh. It's a rubber band. It can get bigger to 2 moments, 5 moments, an hour, half an hour, 3 hours. Can get bigger, and that amount of time. So a person, until he has to stop. So why are you stopping? That's all in kamos. There's also in echos, which is, and let's say that period of time, whatever Hashem gave you according to your matzav, whatever Hashem gave you to learn, you're zocheh to be in a yeshiva, and they'll give you lunch. So good. So sit and learn. What's stopping you? You don't have patience for it. You don't have sitzfleisch. You got to get up and run. I got to run around. I got to do something with my life. Well, you could be honest, and you can't help it, but don't fool yourself about what the mitzvah is. The mitzvah is sit down and learn, and not only that, learn that what is your ability? How much you're a clever guy, You're a clever guy. You can learn a lot. So learn a lot. Learn a lot. Push yourself. There's a big Torah. Shinantam. Shinantam means you have to know the whole Torah. That means that most people are failures and drop out. No, the Birkat Shmuel is very positive. He says, no, every Jewish person is mekayim the mitzvah Talmud Torah. But that doesn't mean that they're doing the echus according to who they are and what their ability is. So do it. Push, do it. Got to go to sleep? I don't know. There's some times when you don't have to go to sleep. So stay up and learn. What are you wasting your time? So the mitzvah be a little bigger, a little smaller, depending on what you have to do. Nobody's running your life. Every Jew is mekayim the mitzvah of Talmud Torah. But every Jew has a very big obligation to learn Torah. Very big obligation. You have to know the whole Torah. Don't sell yourself short on your abilities to learn the Torah. So at this point, I asked myself really Dovid's kasha about what happened to those people in Germany. The original shaila we asked was a rabbi from Ashkenaz sent a Baruch Ber a letter. He said, in my community, I have some Haredi Jews, basically the children and grandchildren of those fighters in the War of Amalek from the of Goyen HaTzadik of Shimshon Hirsch, who taught them Torah Avoda and to learn and be cultured and all these things. And there's people that were successful. They're medactic on mitzvahs. They're charedim, and that's what they were taught. That's what they do, and they were successful. Mm-hmm. And I don't say that the Haskalah and the Reform didn't wipe out Germany. We know after the fact, he was before the war. So we know after that, it did. It wiped them out. They don't exist. But at that time, these were the fighters who succeeded. They succeeded to fight off the Haskalah. Instead of being called names, the stupid Jews who are backwards, you live in the dark ages with your Gemaras. They were cultured and refined and educated and sharp, and they were mekayim all the mitzvahs, Mm-hmm. Tremendous people. Mm-hmm. So he also had some people in his community that they wanted to send their kids to Cheder and just learn there wasn't the same pressure of the Haskalah right before the war. That was history. That was that war was really earlier. Mm-hmm. And so some people wanted to send their kids to learn like in regular yeshivas, and some people wanted to continue the derech of gymnasium, which means secular learning and Torah Vavoda, work and learn, and they were successful. So they asked, what should we do? So now you get to the end of the story with the Grua, and how did the Birkat Shmuel answer? I mean, he said that really, he said the opening line to answer his question was that the teachings of Rav Goyen HaTzadik of Shimshon Hirsch was the Horat Shah. He said what he said, not because that's the halacha of how to learn. No, you have to learn day and night. But he said it because it was needed to fight against the war of Amalek, of the Haskalah. You have no idea how harif that war was in Germany. But you're not in that situation anymore. It's a Horat Shah, doesn't apply. But now I'm asking according to the Maskon, and then the Birkat Shmuel said, well, that was a Horat Shah, I'm going to tell you the halacha. Now I got to the halacha. So the halacha is that the shiur of how much Torah you learn, it starts from one word, gets a little bigger depending on what you have to do. So now what's wrong with their derech of go to learn, go to work, keep all the mitzvahs, be an educated person? What's wrong with it? According to the halacha, his purpose was, I'm going to show you that the halacha is not like that. I didn't see it yet. Where's the halacha not like that? What's wrong with that? They got to go to work. They got to do this. They got to do that. So what's wrong with it? Is he answering when he finally is mevarer the halacha that every Jewish person is mekayim the mitzvah of Talmud Torah with them, at least according to the minimum? So did it come out that really he's not really answering which side to go on? He's saying everybody according to their matzav. Is that what he means? That's my question at the end of this paragraph. I'm really asking this question because I think that that the answer to the one who sent in the letter, I need the next part in Vav and then Zion and Ches. I need another page or so to work through, and I have a new aspect of what is the halacha of the mitzvah to learn Torah, something we haven't talked about yet. And really, the way I see it is we have not yet really given a complete answer to the question. Because the answer to the question really should be, this is what you should do, and not that way. That was a horat shah, don't do that anymore. But we didn't really hear that from his discussion of the halacha. Adarab. We heard that in theory, everybody has to know the whole Torah kula, and in reality, but each one according to his matzav and who he is, what is his ability. A person who can learn 10 daf an hour, so one daf is bittul Torah. But a person can learn half a daf, so that's not bittul Torah. That's Adarab. He's doing the biggest mitzvah there is, to sit down and apply himself and think. When you how much Gemara do you learn in the time you have? So somebody once asked Rabbi Pinchas Scheinberg Zatzal, and he gave a simple answer: don't cheat. Don't cheat. What he means is you're learning the Gemara, so you can do an Amud in an hour, you can do an Amud in a day. I'm talking about reading it and understanding it. It says, according to the Birkat Shmuel said, according to the Koach HaDibur of the person, what's his ability to think and understand? So, not against anybody, but don't cheat. Learn it according to your abilities, and don't skip over and say, okay, more or less I got it, let's go weiter. I got to finish the daf, So, no. Learn it and understand it. Now, there's some people, they can learn it and understand it much quicker, so what? It doesn't make them better than you or worse. Everybody's whoever they are. The mitzvah of learning is to put in your time and learn the whole Torah kula, and learn according to your ability. That's why I quote Rabbi Scheinberg Zatzal. He said, and don't cheat. Don't like set yourself to go quick, and you got to go through, and then you read it, and now did you get it? Well, kind of, almost. I almost got it. So then read it again. What are you going to the next section of the Gemara? Don't cheat.